Hello everybody, John Scritchwell back here again with another video, and today I bring you once again another Flash review. Today I'll be reviewing episode 3 of The Flash titled Things You Cannot Outrun. Specifically, Things You Can't Outrun. I don't know why I said cannot, there's fucking whatever. Anyways, nevertheless, today's episode was quite badass, so let's get right down to it. So, obviously today's episode is very conflicting. You have a whole bunch of really interesting things that are going on with the overall episode, of course, surrounding the main villain for today, which is titled The Mist, which is the big bad of today. And I like that character. I like the fact that we finally got like a superior battle between, somebody in the Flash, I mean, like, no offense, but last week with Multiplex, I don't think it was, it was cool for what it was, but I don't know, this, in comparison, this character, not to mention the fact that the battle that he has with Barry is totally badass, so I really liked it. Nevertheless, you have Barry obviously dealing with a whole bunch of things. He wants to free his dad. He's sick of seeing him in jail. Obviously Joe is on Barry's side, but he's trying to teach him the fact that you can't just, now that you have this power, doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. You have to still abide by the rules or whatever. So, because during the episode, Barry's is continuously contemplating whether or not he should break his father out of jail, which I really liked. I liked the fact that they approached that kind of topic, because even though Barry's a hero, he still is young in this episode. He's not, of course, the big, iconic Flash Barry Allen that we know from the comic books, so it's good to see that kind of side from him, where he's like, I have the ability to get my dad out of jail, so why can't I? But Joe's like, obviously, there's a good side to do it, and I like the fact that they're teaming up to do this thing. It's really cool to see Joe a part of Team Flash, So, I don't know, I personally like that. And plus, you have everybody trying to find out how to figure out to beat the Mist and all that nonsense. Not to mention, you have the flashback sequences of, finally, Robbie Amell. Yes, Robbie Amell is finally on The Flash. It's been a while. Well, not really, but I think it's glad that we finally got to see him on The Flash. He's going to be, of course, a recurring character for The Flash, and we all know that he's inevitably going to become Firestorm on the show. But, of course, if you have yet to see the episode, spoilers, but yes, Ronnie is only Ronnie in this episode. The entire episode that he's actually in here is mostly flashback between him, Cisco Ramon, and of course, more importantly, Caitlin Snow. So I thought that was really interesting, that not only that we got to finally see Ronnie Raymond, but also that we got to elaborate on several big topics for this show. First off, which is the biggest one, is the particle accelerator explosion. We finally got to see what actually happened on that night, and of course there's still a whole bunch of things that are going on. It's good that we finally got to see what was going on, what was happening, what everybody was doing, and the overall explosion that led to Ronnie's death, and I say that with quotation marks, and what caused the lightning strike to hit, obviously, Barry. So I thought it was really cool to see that. Not to mention, we have another subplot, which is, of course, the whole triangle relationship going on. Of course, Barry's kind of sick of the whole Eddie and Iris thing, and Iris is kind of, trying to figure out a way to still be happy but still be with Eddie. I've already said this before, the whole triangle relationship on the CW is not working for me. I'm not digging it. But at least in this episode, we finally got some elaboration on it, because in the last 2 episodes, it was mostly like, oh, he's just, blah, 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 like, see him on the sidelines, blah, 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 whatever, who gives a shit. But now we finally got, okay, now it's actually a part of the story, instead of just some kind of really tiny, short subplot in the corner. So I think it's good that they finally elaborated on that. But overall, the biggest stories that I personally really liked, which was the Barry Joe storyline, and the particle accelerator flashback sequence with Ronnie Raymond. And the effects were awesome as well. I really liked how they composed the Mist. I liked how they showed this really cool heat wave kind of, no pun intended, but heat wave kind of explosion coming towards Ronnie. Because we all know he's going to be Firestorm, so it's kind of interesting to see how that happened. And I like the overall sadness in the overall flashback sequences, because As you all know, I'm not really a big fan when it comes to sadness in comic books, because Arrow's done that a lot. But when I compare the two of Flash and Arrow, I like the Flash's way of dealing with sadness. When they do it with sadness, it's epic. It's very well done. It's not as depressing as Arrow. Arrow, when they try to pull off sad moments, it's just depressing, and you just want to get a razor blade and just end your life. That's essentially what you want to do. But on the Flash, it's like, okay, cool, I see it. They're broken characters, but you know what? They're working on it. They're fixing, things. They're going on ranks. They're ranking to, whatever. They're just trying to improve upon the situations they're in. Like Barry Allen, Caitlin Snow, and vice versa. They're just dealing with the shit. And I thought it was interesting. But overall, the entire episode itself was pretty badass. I loved every single minute of it. The music is great. I loved Caitlin in this episode. She really was awesome. I think it was awesome that we finally got to see Ronnie Raymond. Unfortunately, it was only flashback sequences. Throughout the entire episode, I was just at least hoping that, can we get... come on! I want to see a little tease of Firestorm, but no Firestorm reference, no Firestorm tease anywhere, so that was unfortunate. I guess we'll have to wait in following episodes, like maybe episode 5 or episode 7, maybe we'll see Firestorm, because those episodes have yet to be titled, so you never know. But overall, the episode was awesome. I loved every single minute of it. And I have to give it a full-on 9 out of 10. It was that badass. It was very well done. So if you've yet to see the episode, go freaking check it out. It was pretty badass. Nevertheless, let's get into some Easter egg references here. There wasn't anything really big or that many in this episode itself, other than the number 52. I know it's really small, but there was the number 52 in the background almost every time they were in that little chamber, which was interesting, which is, of course, a reference to the New 52, so there's that. Not to mention, there's a conversation that Barry and Joe have about Barry having some kind of recognition for being the Red Streak, as it's known in Central City, which I think was interesting, and Barry sarcastically mentions, well, it's not like I want a museum built after me or something. He says something like that, and I thought, oh, God, that's so awesome. The Flash Hall of Fame... Wouldn't it be awesome that happens somewhere down the line? Because, for those of you who don't know, in the Flash comic books, Central City, which of course is the city that Barry lives in, dedicated an entire museum to the Flash persona. Which mostly goes to, of course, Barry Allen's version of Flash, and of course Wally West's version of Flash. And there's an entire statue of the Flash, entire, humongous museum dedicated to everything that's the Flash. And hopefully one day we get to see that. I don't know if we're going to see it anytime soon. Maybe by the end of the season, or maybe beginning of next season. I don't know. There's still a lot of episodes to be coming up, so not to mention the crossovers. So nevertheless, I thought it was a pretty cool reference to the Flash Museum. Will we ever see it? Hopefully, but that's pretty much it. There isn't really anything that big. Overall, that's pretty much it. The episode was awesome, as I stated before. I really highly recommend everybody checking it out. It's hands down, besides the pilot, my favorite episode so far. But that can always change, because you know what? Next week is going to be a badass episode. Yes, episode 4, Going Rogue. And you want to know why, boys and girls, why I cannot wait to see that episode? Because there are 2 characters that are coming on that I really want to see. Number 1, Felicity Smoke, of course, reprises her role as Felicity. Of course, it's going to be in fucking Central City, so I can't wait to see what happens with her. Is there going to be some kind of really interesting, things that she's going to get to do on Team Flash that she doesn't get to do on Team Arrow? Who fucking knows, but I can't wait to see it. Not to mention, the big bad of next week's episode, which I'm hoping is going to be awesome, is Captain Cold. Yes, we finally get to see Captain Cold in his fucking full glory, so I cannot wait to see that. But I'll be reviewing that as well. Hope you guys check that out. And of course, tomorrow I'll be reviewing episode 3 of Arrow, so be on the lookout for that as well. And of course, go back to my channel where you get all my Arrow reviews and Flash reviews. And subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. But in the comment section below, let me know what you personally thought about this episode. Were there any Easter egg references that I didn't get that you could tell me about? How do you think they're going to approach Firestorm on the in this upcoming episodes? How do you think they're going to approach it? What did you think about the Ronnie Raymond, Caitlin Snow flashback sequences, and of course, what did you really think about what the fuck was the purpose of the post-title sequence? This is huge spoilers, of course, for those of you who've yet to see the episode, but yes, we got some more creepy, psychotic, really creepy, weird Dr. Wells sequences again. He doesn't kill anybody, but basically what happens is that he's staring at at Barry Allen's flash suit, very creepy. I don't know what the fuck, but and then you go back to another flashback back into the particle accelerator explosion, and he goes into that room that, remember in the pilot where he went into that secret little compartment room in the wall where no one apparently knows what that is anyways, but he goes in there and he pulls out another piece of information, but it's not an article this time. This time it's a cam where we can see Barry's factory lab, where we get to see the night that he was hit by the lightning rod, which obviously became the Flash. So that's really interesting that we got to see, Wells actually witness Barry become the Flash or get struck by the lightning bolt, which was pretty interesting. And that remark he says is that he can't wait to see him. Oh my God. I'm telling you, people, the speculations are continuing to unravel in front of me, and I cannot wait to see what happens. Who is Wells? Is he working for Professor Zoom? Is he Professor Zoom? What the fuck's going on? I don't fucking know. But nevertheless, it was pretty badass. In the comment section below, let me know. Who do you think Dr. Wells is? Who do you really believe that he could be in the Flash universe? And of course, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed this specific review. It was really an awesome episode. So far, my favorite, but that can always change. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And this has been John 12.